Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready?
They'll start on the ground. ETN. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
On play action, Lawrence.
And right away, he lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts
with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Eagles take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Buying time to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
Now Lawrence.
This one complete to Christian Kirk.
And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And he is going to lose yardage here. What a play there by Fletcher Cox to get in and knock him down behind the line.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle.
Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Lawrence will throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, taking it right down Broadway. The 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Philadelphia. Great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Lawrence going to keep it again.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 21-0 our score after 1. And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Obviously searching for their first touchdown of this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
always hurts a team because, you know, you put something out there, you're giving yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And able to find Kirk complete.
And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Hey, stand up!
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll buy some time right. And a little floater there is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a heck of an effort from Josh Allen getting in there defensively.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Hurts throw complete there to Beckham. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a first down. Throwing is Hurts. He'll get this out wide to Penny. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain it.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big gain, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this guy.
Reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. It's caught. Beckham. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They'll run the option left. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards?
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Hurts. Got a man and he hits him in stride. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
The kick by Elliott is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. So this lead, Charles, is continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him, let him work through.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time. And you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Lawrence. And this is caught at the 20. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
Badgley's kick is good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Second half begins with a run from Penny. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Penny, a first down carry. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On the draw, this is Penny. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Gregory Jr. there defensively.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On second down, here's Penny. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Open man is Duvernay.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. From the gun, a give to Penny. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Hassan Reddick coming through with a stop there and a tackle for loss to boot.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on 2nd and 13. Lawrence finds his tight end Ingram. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
Well, I mean, they certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And taken right on the 30.
All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
They go play action with Hurts.
Dumps that off to Penny as running back.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A.J. Brown
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
Out to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Odell Beckham from 13 yards out.
And the Eagles are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Now a good running play here to start the drive. That'll net them 14 yards as they pick up the first. Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in the 4th.
Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance and need bigger plays to try and get back into this one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
ETN once more.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
63 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
ETN up the middle.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
A give running right, ETN.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The Jaguars on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion.
On first down, right back to ETN.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
From the 22, Lawrence.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. And remember, he had one blocked earlier. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and they will remain well behind. So as the rain continues to fall, so too do the field goal percentages. His third miss of the ball game.
And sometimes you just get so focused about that plant foot giving out, Brandon, that you forget to concentrate on the kick itself. And this weather's really impacted his performance. There's no doubt about it.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the foot.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On second down, Etienne once more. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros.
Viking 18. 65, 65, Mustang 19.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Jaguars come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season. But on game day, you both want to show your best.